The first tip is to target three main parts of the visible abs. The first part is the upper rectus abdominis. It is targeted through a crunch type movement. Cable crunch is a great exercise for that. Or just normal crunch works well too. Second part is the lower rectus abdominis. And it is targeted through a raise type movement. Reverse crunch is a great exercise. Leg raises has shown to be really good too. And the last part is the obliques. It's targeted through a rotation type movement, and Russian twist is a great exercise for that. Another great exercise is the bicycle crunch. It is also important to find the right exercises. Static core work like plank seems to be inferior to dynamic core work. This is because static core work does not change the length of the muscles. On the other hand, dynamic exercises shortens and lengthens the muscles. You can see these two studies shows how dynamic exercises are superior to static exercises. Look at this second study that shows much higher activation for dynamic exercises. It is also important to overload. Choose exercises that can be overloaded or added weights. This will be elaborated later on. Second tip is to master the form. Anterior pelvic tilt or sticking your butt out will not activate your core well. Instead, you should tilt your pelvis posteriorly. This is done by squeezing your glutes and pushing your hips forward. Check out posterior pelvic tilt for hanging leg raises, for cable crunches, for abs rollers, for crunches, for reverse crunch, and for reverse crunch on a bench. The back should be pressed on the bench as a result. Another important point is not to swing too much or moving your hips while doing the exercises. Should not be using your hip flexors instead of abs. Check out my previous post on some common mistakes. The last tip is to overload. To focus on abs, treat it like any other muscle group. Don't just do body weight all the time. Also, don't just do it after your main workout. Do them first when you're not fatigued. Make sure you hit sufficient volume and with sufficient rest. And increase resistance as time goes by. Abs are a good mix of type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers, and so you need both high and low loads for maximum growth. The burning sensation while doing high reps is not an effective way to build muscle. Instead, adding weights is body weight should be used as a finisher only.